Pearl Hyde was Coventry's first woman Lord Mayor and was a well-loved and respected personality. The mother of one was originally from London, but she made her home in Coventry. Pearl rose to fame for her wartime work running the Women's Voluntary Service. She organised food and shelter for those who'd lost their homes in the bombings in Coventry in 1940. Historians have recognised her as a trailblazer, at a time when few working-class women held leadership roles in the voluntary service. Pearl transformed it into an organisation which helped those in need and was later awarded an MBE. Here Pearl is being sworn in at her mayor-making ceremony at St Mary's Hall in Coventry in May 1957. She arranged for her daughter-in-law, Betty Hyde, to act as her mayoress to share her civic duties. Described by the Coventry Evening Telegraph as a colourful personality, Pearl served as a Labour councillor in Coventry for many years. Friends say Pearl was comfortable with people from all walks of life, and she was well known for her warm, no-nonsense approach and good sense of humour. Here we see her hosting Her Royal Highness Princess Marina, the Duchess of Kent. She'd come to Coventry in March 1958 to open the newly built Belgrade Theatre and to see latest progress on the new cathedral. The cathedral architect, Basil Spence, shows off the plans and work at the site. Pearl didn't have the easiest start in life. She was the daughter of a North London publican, and having been orphaned at an early age, she moved to Coventry to learn the pub trade. She later married and had a son. Pearl worked for the Labour Party, having been mentored by the prominent Labour politician George Hodgkinson. She secured a city council seat in the Walsgrave ward in 1937. A larger-than-life figure in physical stature as well as personality, it was her brief appearance in the 1941 Humphrey Jennings film Heart of Britain which gave her an international profile. Once Pearl became Lord Mayor in 1957, she capitalised on her fame to promote Coventry's worldwide friendship links. During the post-war years, Pearl was involved in a large range of activities. She worked for voluntary groups, did charity work and was involved with the city's business community. Pearl also had strong connections with Coventry's annual music festival. In her final years, she worked as a public relations executive, first with the tractor makers Massey Ferguson and then with Associated Television. In April 1963, Pearl was killed in a car crash. She'd been travelling with a friend whilst on holiday in Scotland when their car collided with a lorry. Her untimely sudden death at the age of 59 was described as a tremendous loss to all. She was described as devoting her life to the welfare of others, for which she would always be remembered and loved.
Yesterday, Coventry bade farewell to one of her most beloved citizens, Alderman Mrs. Pearl Hyde. It was fitting that the cathedral of which she was so proud was filled with mourners from every walk of life who had been privileged to share the friendship of this remarkable woman. To millions, Pearl was Coventry. Pearl had no time for standing on ceremony. Red tape was cut to ribbons and iron curtains crumbled before her charm. Her generosity was unbounded. If she had friends in high places, she used them, but never for herself. She had the ability to think big. She was big and made no secret of it. And the biggest thing about Pearl was her heart.
The wonderful thing about Pearl was her capacity for enjoyment. Everything she did, her work, her play, her friendships, were illuminated by this tremendous gusto for living. And now she has gone.